If you're new to real estate, it's only fair that you know the business model you work under is completely broken. How agents charge the public for their services is not only unfair, it's dysfunctional. And if you're not prepared for the commission discussion, you're going to get completely blindsided and lose business. So I'm going to give you 3 fundamental concepts to keep you on track. Now, I worked on commissions for 30 years as a broker owner, and it's not as simple as I want to save money or I want to charge you more money. It's more about why commissions are so high. But first, I want you to know I'm not selling coaching or programs or anything like that, so you can relax. But commissions are a contentious topic. In fact, people are going to be arguing in the comments, and there's not even any real money on the line here. So if you like the video, at the end, I might need you to buy me a beer instead of just a coffee. Or maybe I can put whiskey in the coffee. Anyway, in 2025, according to my friend Gemini, there were just over 4 million homes sold. Average sales price $400,000, average commission 5.5%, which resulted in about $90 billion of commissions, which breaks down to about $22,000 per house, $11,000 per side. So who really pays that $22,000? It's easy to mistake that it's the seller, but commissions are built into the sales price, which the buyer pays. And now in some cases now, the buyers are actually paying commissions directly to their buyer's agents. But most importantly, the buyer is the only one who's really bringing new money to the closing table in cash and a mortgage. So the buyers effectively pay the commission. This is a long and well-argued point. So let's go a little deeper. Which buyers actually pay the extra $22,000? Well, it's only the buyers who actually go to closing, which of course means the buyers who never buy don't pay anything, nothing at all. So how exactly has this industry survived? By grossly overcharging the people who actually do business. It's not just inherently unfair, it's downright stupid. And buyers should be pissed off, but they're not. If you tell a buyer who just paid $400,000 for the house that the house would have been $378,000, 22 grand less, but they had to pay extra for all the tire kickers and to support an inefficient business model, you would think they'd be pissed off, but they're not. They're not mad because they get cheap monthly payments on a 30-year mortgage, so that 22 grand is easy to swallow and they don't feel like they've just been mugged by the industry. Maybe they recognize that everyone is addicted to free services. So much so, they actually feel entitled to it. I mean, try telling a buyer you're going to charge them to show a house and see what happens. That's illegal. That's your job. I'm reporting you. And of course, there are 9 other agents falling over each other to give that same buyer free services. And that goes back to why. Because commissions are grossly inflated. And it's been that way for a long time, so long that it seems perfectly normal, but it's not normal. And a business cannot survive like that. So just to be clear, and maybe you want to sit down for this part, you are the business that's not going to survive. An estimated 95% of all agents fail. The industry keeps going and continues to recruit new agents with the lure of big commissions, then exploits their personal relationships for more transactions to the company before the agent fizzles out or quits. The establishment perpetuates this broken system for its own self-preservation and for the numerous vendors selling stuff to agents and milking the commission cow of its $90 billion a year. And I think that was a bad year. Now the big question. How do you survive as an agent? Well, here are 3 concepts to help get you in the right mindset. And there are probably thousands of different ways, techniques, and scripts and methods to discuss commissions with your customers. So let's start with the basics. Commissions are not inherently bad. They're actually good. They're supposed to provide incentive, focus on results, and reward sales performance. And selling homes in particular is the first step in a long string of economic activity. Things like buying home appliances, trash cans, moving companies, furniture sales, and it's really a bellwether of the economy. So it's truly important that you make that home sale. Home Depot is relying on you. Also, you didn't create the real estate commission system, and you just can't change it. Just ask the discounters who failed before you. Help You Sell, Your Home Direct, YHD, Assist to Sell, MLS Direct, Fizbo.com, and more modern companies like Compass and Redfin have spent years and millions, if not billions of dollars trying to affect changes in the industry. Personally, I think a fee-for-service model makes a lot of sense. Let buyers pay for that home showing. Bottom line, you can't change it. So learn how to work within the system, which means talking to sellers and now buyers about how you charge and what you charge. Which leads to concept number 2, when a seller wants a listing discount. Don't give them a webinar on the history of commissions or risk premiums on commissions or a long-winded academic analysis of the numbers. Go back to basic sales techniques. Qualify the objection. Is the commission the most important thing to you? You'd be surprised how many people just say, no, it's not that important. I thought I should ask for a discount, but the rate you just said is fine. If they say yes, the commission is the most important thing, then ask them if the net proceeds is actually more important than the commission they pay. And of course it is. So calculate their net proceeds, then recalculate it with a higher sales price to reflect the discount that they insist on. My advice to you is to play out every possible scenario of questions and answers until they make common sense to you. Keep in mind, sellers are just consumers, just like everybody else. They don't want to get ripped off, and they should shop around for the best value. Now, for some people, that's going to be the lowest price no matter what. For other people, it'll be a balance between what they're getting and what they're paying for. And just as a side note, I despise the cliche responses like, you get what you pay for, or I know what I'm worth, or I don't do discounts. Any other condescending or defensive sounding reply will lose you business. Which leads to concept number 3. Recognize that customers have legitimate arguments against high commissions. But what you charge and how you charge is constrained by this very same broken business model that we're talking about. So too many discounts and too many free services is going to put you out of business pretty quickly. So if you can understand your customer's perspective and be able to discuss it with them, there may be ways to create a win-win scenario, even for the really tough cases. What if you charged less but reduced your services? What if you take a lower rate, but take a partial commission up front, if your broker and state allow that, which most do? What if you look at a flat fee up front and charge no commission? Discussing these kinds of options with a customer shows you're willing to try to meet their needs, and it gives you some practical practice at problem solving in real time with a real person who really needs your services. Now, empathy will go a long way, but it's not always enough. So be prepared to lose a few. It happens. And sometimes, actually, you're better off. But how do you know if you're better off or not by not getting that business? Well, if you're not sure, you probably need a better way to track your production. I've used a free Excel spreadsheet for years to forecast and track my production on 2 simple pages. I made a super short video here about it, and there's a free download of the Excel file too. Click there now, and I'll see you in that video.